What's up, guys? It's the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you an awesome slideshow and video for today. These are my opinion of Kennywood's coaster gaps. I think these coasters would be a great fit for Kennywood. These are the coasters that they have. They have a Morgan Hyper Coaster, which is their best coaster, Phantom's Revenge. They got a Premier Rides launch coaster, two regular old wooden coasters that are pretty old, and another old wooden coaster that's a Mobius loop, kind of like Twisted Colossus, but a wooden coaster, not a hybrid. And they also have a Wild Mouse coaster and a Kids coaster. My first option is to RMC Jackrabbit. I can imagine this being done on any of the other coasters, but RMCing Jackrabbit would be pretty interesting. It'd be a very good fit for Kennywood, and they haven't got a new coaster since Skyrocket in 2010. My next option is a GCI wooden coaster. These are fun coasters. I wouldn't see it being a racing coaster like Lightning Racer, which is pictured here, but I can imagine it being a traditional GCI, 100 feet tall with a curved drop, 50 miles an hour, a few good airtime experiences. Overall, it could be a fun coaster. My next coaster I'm going to predict is kind of out of the way. It is a B&M Family Invert. This is probably the best option for Kennywood if they wanted a B&M, because most B&Ms are very expensive, but I believe the Family Invert's probably the cheapest model, so I would love it if Kennywood could get a B&M Family Invert. These are fun models, and overall they're good coasters. My next option is kind of random. It is a Vekoma Boomerang. Everyone knows that there are tons of Vekoma Boomerangs everywhere. There are clones all over the planet. So, the reason why I'm saying Kennywood should get a Vekoma Boomerang is because Kennywood does not have a coaster that goes backwards, I believe. So this would give him a coaster that goes backwards. Another option is another Vekoma, a Coma Jr. coaster. These are fun kids coasters. They have nice turns, and for a Vekoma, they're actually smooth rides. So I can imagine Kennywood replacing the the Little Phantom with a Vekoma Jr. coaster. It could be called the Little Phantom. It would be an interesting fit. My next option is a B&M dive coaster. I believe these aren't as expensive as like a B&M invert or something because there's not as much track, but I'm not really sure. I don't work for any roller coaster companies, so I can imagine a dive coaster coming to Kennywood. They don't take as much space as probably other B&Ms like B&M Hypers and Gigas, and it would be an interesting fit. Another option I see is a Chance Hyper GTX. This is one of the best coasters at Kentucky Kingdom, probably the best before Storm Chaser gets open. I would love this coaster to be cloned at parks all over the place, and it seems like a great ride. It looks very intense. You pull some great G-force on Lightning Run, so I can imagine Kennywood getting a Chance Hyper GTX. It could be like the most intense coaster in the park behind Phantom's Revenge. Another option I see is an SMS 4D Freefly coaster. These are cheap 4D coasters, and they're actually pretty fun. Batman the Ride is pictured here, and this is a clone coming to Six Flags Parks, and I can imagine Kennywood purchasing one of these 4D coasters. They aren't that expensive, and overall they're fun rides. And my final option for the video is kind of an odd one. Why would Kennywood do this? But I'm predicting a Giga Coaster for Kennywood. They already have a Hyper Coaster, so they should get a Giga Coaster, period. I can imagine it being a Morgan Giga Coaster with B&M trains or something, an Intamin Giga like Millennium Force, or Intimidator 305, or it could be a B&M Giga. But I can see them going with an Intamin or Morgan because those aren't as expensive as a B&M. But thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for more.